Spot on, Bruce. So exciting, and can't wait for the next few months on the screens of 7. Got so much great sport coming your way. And how about tonight? Jared Haynes, Fiji, up against the USA in Townsville. Not far away from kick-off there. Fiji semi-finalists of the last 2 World Cups in 2008 and 2013. Jared was part of the Australian team in 2013 that was victorious in the UK. He played for Fiji in 2008. As we take a look at the lineups bench.
Yeah, at the back here, we've got a great back five. Kevin Nagrama, Suliasi Vanivalu, Mil Nuate Montoya, and the man himself, Jared Haynes, leading the halves with Raul Louis. Up front, Ashton Sims back from England. Api Curacao, Kane Evans, Viliami Kikau, Braden Williami slots in there for Corbin Sims, who's been ruled out. And Kamika. Mick Potter's the coach, and on the bench, Lovadua, Saifidi, Vuna Keese, and Nakabuai.
They'll be a contender. I mean, an exciting backline. Loz, take us through the USA.
Yeah, Corey McCallum, he's the fullback. On the wings, Burrows and Forima. In the centres, Vai and Ali. An exciting halves pairing of Freed and Howard. Eddie Pettyborn, we know him in Australia. He's played for a number of clubs, South Sydney and the Gold Coast. He's the starting front row along with Offerdale. The hooker is Memorando. The back row, Howard, Shipway and Newland. Their bench is Samoa, Etchner, Neasley and Rice. And their coach is Brian McDermott, who is in charge of the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, the Hawks were they were the Bolters in 2013 and reached the quarterfinals for the first time. It was their first World Cup, in fact. But Fiji, Fiji deserved to start favourites tonight, don't they? And this here comes what a moment for this youngster, delivering the match ball in Townsville. As I said, we're not far away from kick-off, and a moment that youngster will never forget. What a fantastic day so far. Earlier, if you just joined us earlier, the Crummels. Too good for Wales in Port Moresby at a sold-out National Stadium. And the team's heading out in Townsville, and we're almost set for Fiji and the USA.
With the USA, Andrew, we don't know. It's unpredictability, and it's tough to play against a side when you don't know what they're going to throw at you. But what we do know is that in 2013 World Cup, it was much similar in their expectations, and they end up making the quarterfinals. So I can't wait for this to kick off. There's some nervous players out there, but it's going to be a great evening of rugby league.
The Fijian team, so many great names. We saw the team lineups, and we're going to expect some exciting attacking football from them. Jared Haynes is a key player for them, but they've got some big forwards. They are without Corbin Sims, though, who won't play in the entire World Cup because of a broken arm after his great season with the Brisbane Broncos. Let's get downfield for the national anthems of the USA and Fiji.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today's anthems were performed by Kelly Stone and Fane Vatanakawaki. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for both sides. What about it? That was absolutely fantastic. A great way to get us fired up for our game here tonight. Rugby League World Cup, Fiji versus USA. We are only minutes away. Very, very close now. As we start to get our teams ready for the game, let's make sure you're ready. Are there any Fiji fans here tonight? Yes, there are.
What about the emotion on display through those anthems? We're about to see the Fijian Cultural Challenge.
Amazing.
How do you not get affected, Scott, by seeing what that meant to Kevin Nyingard?
And this is what the World Cup is all about, Andrew. It's about opportunity, and for players, especially the United States players, that have never been on the world stage, to play with the emotion and this great opportunity they're getting presented with.
Well, speaking of emotion, we're in for a treat here with the Fijian Cultural Challenge, with the USA locking arms watching on. Just brilliant from the Fijians here at Townsville Stadium. And Scott, they just capture the emotion. This is a Rugby League World Cup team singing so beautifully.
Yeah, motivating, inspiring. Even the USA players congratulated. Such a great spectacle, isn't it?
Well, Scotty, this first game for Fiji and the United States. A couple of changes to both sides. Run through the teams.
Yes, Fiji, this is your side with Nyingama and skipper at fullback, with Vunivalu and Montoya on the wings. In the centres is Milne and Uate. It's Hayne and Raiwalui in the halves. And the forward pack will be Sims, Corey Asau, Evans, Kikau, Williami, Tuikama Kamitha. And on the bench is Lovadua, Vunakeve, Soafiti and Nakumbawai. And the USA team is Maitland, Burrows and Faramo on the wings, Vaivai and Ali in the centres, Freed and Howard in the halves, Pettybourne, Mirando, Offerdale as the skipper, with Shipway, Howard and Newland, and the coach is Brian McDermott.
Referee tonight, Henry Perinara. USA to kick off. Fiji to get first use of the footy here.
Good to go. Good luck, boys.
Fiji get first use of the football, and Suliasi Vunivalu running into the defence there, headed up by former NRL player Junior Vaivai. With Fiji, their dummy half Apasai Kuriasau going into dummy half, where he'll be camped tonight after such a great season. Here's a young man getting an opportunity to start. Braden Williami playing in the back row, right edge player for Fiji. That's the setter to Ane Milne. with the halfway line approaching, and again Junior Vai involved in defence with Matt Shipway over the top. Ashton Sims had a big year in England. He signed with the Toronto Wolfpack for next season and beyond. They encroach into the United States territory. Big Kane Evans with the flick pass. Kane, Mills. He got a flick pass. There's Suliasi Vunivalu just looking for a way through. Nice bend. And then he tried to take on the winger, Beretta Faramo. Last tackle here for Fiji. Opening set of 6 of the night. And it's Milne who'll feed it away to Jared Hayne. The kick might come from the halfback. It does, Rollo Louis, and it goes down to the right edge for the United States and over the eastern touchline. Knock on both ways, Scott Sattler. In fact, it's going to be a Fiji scrum feed.
It was a powerful set, wasn't it, from Fiji, and we expected that right from the start. It's just using their big forwards, using the short sides quite a bit, actually, probably just seeing whether the United States are going to be on their game defensively down the short sides. But now they get a second set of 6, Andrew, in the attacking zone of the USA Hawks.
Let's find them,
Ryan Burrows with a knock-on from the crossfield kick from Raiwalui. And now Fiji, they are all stacked to the right. And clearly that's where they go, and they're in close proximity. There's Ryan Garma. Lovely pass away to Vunivalu. And a great tackle. Tiane Milne picks it up. Can he get it down for Fiji to open the scoring? The referee, Henry Perinara, checks. And it's going to be first blood for Fiji. What a start, Scott Sattler. They get the repeat set and they make the USA play.
Well, they sent a message really early, didn't they, by putting all their players on that right-hand attacking side. But it's the work of the number 6 in Jared Hayne. Just look here at the last moment. He just straightens his body up just there and commits the defence and creates the overlap. And Nyangama, beautiful transition of the ball onto Vunivalu, and Milne finishes off the try beautifully. No need to go to the video referee. Who do it beautifully, the Melbourne Storm. They put so many bodies in motion and put so much pressure on the defence.
Taane Milne scores Fiji's first try, and it's Apisai Koroisau to try and convert. Tough chance for the Manly Seagulls and Fijian hooker. Just over 3 minutes gone for a 6-0 lead. Never looked like it on that occasion. It's waved away to the right. So Fiji get first blood here at Townsville Stadium, and a wonderful start for them. The United States haven't had the footy yet, Scott.
No, we just see here from the front on view the work that Jared Hayne did to create that overlap. It's a beautiful ball back from Vunivalu, but I must say it was good defence also from the USA players to bring Vunivalu down, a much bigger, powerful player.
From the kick-off, the Fijians bring it back through Ashton Sims. Brent Tate is with us down on the touchline. What a start for Fiji, Brent.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to draw first blood, did it? Andrew and Scott, can I just tell you, the physicality of this Fijian side, from Vunivalu up to Ashton Sims in the front row, was quite impressive. And you're right, Sats, there's a great tackle there by Macklin, but yeah, Fiji, very professional outfit.
So now it's Kamakamitha. He's put to the ground. And Koroisau. They work it to the left edge. Viliami Kakau, very strong runner of the football for the Panthers, and now for Fiji on the left. No mistake there, as Koroisau did well to pick it up, and he's confronted by Taylor Alley in the centres for the United States, with Dylan Howard starting in the halves. It's been all Fiji. They're the only team to have the footy. The kick comes from Jared Hayne. Rough bounce there for Corey Maitland, but he does well, the United States fullback, before he runs into Braden Williami. United States with the footy as they take it for their first set of 6. It's Ryan Burrows. Could be one of the characters to develop from this 2017 World Cup. And what progress can they make against the Fijian defence as the winger Beretta Faramo hits it up.
Go 3.
The dummy half for them tonight, David Mirando. And that's the second rower, Matt Shipway. As the US look to recover from that shock start by the Fijians. Eddie Pettybourne, we know him. He's been a long-term player in the NRL and indeed the English Super League. And he's decided to play for the USA. He's played for a number of countries over his career. Last tackle, Christian Freed with the kick. Looked to find the touch there despite the pressure coming from Ashton Sims, and Fiji will have a scrum feed.
Thanks, Ben.
Well, Andrew, that's all they needed to do in the first time they got the ball, the USA. They just needed to settle in the game early and just build a nice platform just through simplicity, and that's what they did then. They just get through the set, they get to a kick, put into touch, which is what you need to do against a bigger, faster side, I believe. Break their rhythm, break their momentum. So a good set by USA.
Interesting comments by Brian McDermott before the game with Brent Tate saying that if they're at their best, we're going to struggle. We need them a little off their game, and USA will have to contribute to that. Marcelo Montoya.
Another step.
Didn't have a great year this year. Fantastic year, Montoya. The Bulldogs.
7 tries in the last 8 games for Canterbury, Marcelo Montoya.
Go. Good team.
They come back the open side towards centre field. Kamikamitha put down.
Can I just educate you here, Andrew? Tui Kamikamitha was my favourite player of all time.
Right, of all time?
Yes.
Big call.
Come on, Tamino.
First man crush of the night declared by Scott Sadler. Fiji attack again. Kane Evans, isn't he a giant human? He's there on the far side of the field as they send it back the open. It is the last tackle. Jared Hayne, nice cut-out pass here. They go down the right again. Milne with a step. Gama, what a play, what a catch, what a try for the Fijian skipper. We will go to the video referee.
Last tackle, mate.
As Henry Perinara says, try on field.
Please, mate.
Got a live decision to try. Okay, so we might just confirm with camera 4 as well there. He looks like he's okay. Camera 4 looks like he could be in position. Yep, I think we'll go with that. That looks fine. So we'll play through from there. Just confirm grounding now. Yep. Yep. Okay, we've got a decision. We're going to the board.
Try to the Fijians, brilliantly finished off by Kevin Nyangama, their captain.
Well, it's actually really well defended here. The USA with Vaivai and also Parema. They defended this very well when the overlap looked like that Vunivalu was going to be put down the sideline. But it was great awareness and really good vision here from Milne. As we see the ball movement come out, it's Jared Hayne gets his players on the outside. But look at the defence here from USA. Well done. But just the support numbers pouring through the middle. Nyangama scores a second try of the night for Fiji.
I love... Tate, the USA, their left-hand side defence, they're going to have to be on their toes here because Fiji are carving them up down there.
They are, and there's no surprise it's Jared Hayne. I was really interested to see how he would play in this Fijian side, especially in the halves, and he's delivered 2 great passes, and the experience of Jared Hayne is starting to come to the fore already.
What about the skill shown there by Ta'ane Milne as well?
The pass from Hayne off his inside leg, the power that he gets off his inside leg and deliver that pass from left to right, it's just sublime. It's a beautiful passing game.
Fiji looking to wear the USA down, and it's right up the centre. Ashton Sims into Pettybourne. There's Jared.
In the middle, 7 side.
Maybe looking for a 40-20. The chase comes from Uarte. Burrows was under pressure there in the end. He did well to step past one, but USA are going to start with a very tough set of 6 here against a rampaging Fiji and Barty. And in these warm conditions, they don't want to be worn down by defence early on. And there's 2 tries giving the Fijians this lead. The USA struggling here to get out of their own territory. Try up the middle, not much room there with your favourite, Kamikamitha, involved in the defence with Ashton Sims. There's the captain, Offerdale. Coach Brian McDermott looking on. Already the last tackle for the USA. The kick from the fullback this time, Corey Maitland. Kevin Nyangama. Good attacking position for the Fijians.
What's going to be really important for Brian McDermott is the interchange. Of course, we see in the NRL it's 8 interchanges, in the World Cup it's 10. So those extra 2 interchanges are going to be very important for McDermott and need to be made at correct times as well. As you said, Andrew, they're in a really good attacking position here at the moment, Fiji, well inside the half now of the USA. They just seem to have been defending their 20-metre zone and their try to offload here. Been doing it quite often, very early on in this game.
Ashton Sims with the offload. Now Nyangama, they go the right again. Laid the pass and finally tackled by Junior Vaibai and finished off now by Beretta Ferema. They're only 20 metres out from the USA line. Jared Hayne at first receiver. Karma Kamitha up the middle. Defence scrambling. And this is the last tackle. Back to the right they go. Willie Army. Tiane Milne beats one over their third try. And Tiane Milne, he's had a hand in all 3 of them. What a start, Fiji. They're up by 12 points to 0 after just 11 minutes of play.
Well, they've tested the short sides on a couple of occasions tonight, Fiji Barty. And this time it's the man that comes into the back row for Corbin Sims. It's Braden Williami. Beautiful short pass there onto Tiane Milne. He scores the 3rd try of the night. They're on fire, Fiji.
So the USA forlorn figures as the Fijians, and Tiane Milne, 2 tries, wonderful kick for the 3rd try. He's been with St George Illawarra, signed a deal to play with the West Tigers from next year. He also represented Fiji against Tonga mid-year at Campbelltown Stadium. 14-0 to Fiji. And now Coruscant, who's kicked 1 out of 2 so far tonight. And again, it comes from their right side, the western side of the field. Didn't do a lot of kicking this year for Manly, but the #1 goal kicker tonight for the Fijians. Sweet sound off the boot as he pilots it right between the posts. His 2nd goal of the night, and Fiji off to a mighty start in the opening dozen minutes of their campaign. Leading here now by 16 points to 0 over the United States. Brent Tate is down on the sideline.
Yeah, it's great movement out the back there by Kevin Nyangama, just to keep the defenders, keep them second guessing. And Tiane Milne's had a great start to this match. Big rap too to Ashton Sims and Kane Evans up the middle, providing plenty of second phase and quick play the balls for this Fijian side.
And now they kick it out on the full. This happens for teams that are frustrated and starved of possession, Scott Sattler. 78 possession in the early stages for the Fijians.
It doesn't get easier, does it, for the USA when they just keep inviting Fiji well into their half. Again, they're going to be after defending their line, and you'd expect Junior Vaibai and also Beretta Ferema to come under a fair bit of pressure again.
Well, they're only 11 metres out, as you can see, as they start this set of 6. Fiji looking for their 4th try.
It's just strike power, isn't it, all across the field.
It's Willie Army. That was good defence. Eddie Pettybourne over the top. 16-0 to Fiji, looking to add to it here. Lovely offload by Ashton Sims.
Opportunity on the left here, Fiji.
They come back to the right. Hayne stepping inside the 10-metre line. You can see the posts. Coruscant had eyes for it. Big hit on Ashton Sims. This time it's Aquila Uate. He steps back. What a try! Great stepping run by Aquila Uate, who's played for both Australia and Fiji. But this time he's able to score for the Fijians, playing in the centres. We know him more as a winger, but I tell you what, that footwork will work anywhere, Scott Sattler.
And again, Jared Hayne is involved. He gets his hands on the ball and uses his vision. This time he sees out to the left-hand side. Uate hasn't had many opportunities. We see this beautiful contact on Sims, the free ball, and here Hayne just activates, reacts straight away, and this is the footwork of Uate. Gets on the inside of his opposite defender in Ali.
Scores Fiji's 4th try, their 2nd in 3 minutes. And that was stunning footwork, and it looked like the USA defence was aiming up with that big hit coming on Ashton Sims. But you're not going to challenge this team, Scott, when you're conceding 82% of the ball.
Yeah, it's difficult for them when they haven't had the chance to play any rugby league at all in Fiji's half.
Quilla Uate, incidentally, joining Ashton Sims. And James Storer, who's in this squad not playing tonight, as becoming the first Fijians to play in 3 World Cups. Coruscant. 2 from 3 so far. His first shot from the left side. Oh dear, you don't see that very often, but no goal. 2 out of 4, a wry smile from Coruscant. 20 points to 0 as they spread it to the left. Good hit on Ashton Sims, but they didn't count on the footwork of Quilla Uate.
He's powerful, isn't he? I was always going to question his positioning in the centres, and Brent Tate on the sideline is a guy that's transferred between centre and wing. I was always going to be interested to see how Uate actually defends in the centres as they get another chance now to get out of their quarter.
Yeah, this time up.
There's a high shot coming in the end by Pettybourne. That was Eddie Pettybourne on Ashton Sims.
Well, we're seeing Pettybourne. He's trying to change the momentum of the game, and he's trying to do it defensively just through his aggression.
But it gives Fiji another opportunity.
Come on, Ed.
They're going to keep hammering the right side. Now, in the end, it's Kane Evans. He's going to be taken there by Josh Rice, the big hitter in the US team. Kamikamitha did nicely to break away from the tackle attempt of Mirando. That's the 30-metre line. Coruscant spotted a gap, and Rice got him from behind. That was an important tackle. Kane, inside ball. There's Kane Evans, and poor old Macklin, the fullback, can't stop him. He's a dead-set giant. Kane Evans scores the try for Fiji. They're over again, and that's now 5 tries in the opening 17 minutes. Fiji 24, USA 0, and the poor fullback, that's what happens when you try to tackle Kane Evans one-on-one right on the goal line.
Well, there's some concern here for both the players, but again, it's Jared Hayne injecting himself, bodies in motion, and the big man, Kane Evans, scores the 5th try to take it to 24 points to 0 for the Fijians here this afternoon. Good running, good support by the big front rower.
It's a problem, Scott.
Yeah, it's going to be a big loss after losing Corbin Sims also before the tournament actually kicks off. I'm glad he's going to Parramatta. He's a guy that came off the bench and he served the Roosters very well in his time there, but he's a player that deserves to go to the next level and start in the NRL. He'll get that at Parramatta. But this is a big loss in the forwards.
So Jacob Saifiti will replace him as he goes straight up the tunnel there. Kane Evans having scored the try. The tries for Fiji coming in the 3rd, 7th, 11th, 14th and 17th minutes as they lead by 24 points to 0 over the USA. And once again it'll be Apisai Coruscant to take the conversion. 2 from 4 so far. Struck that beautifully. No problems. 3 out of 5 for the Fijian hooker. And Brent Tate, this scoreline is getting well away from the USA. They haven't had any ball. Fiji looks so potent with it, leading 26-0.
Well, they're just too big, too physical, too powerful. Some real concerns for Kane Evans heading up the sidelines. I will get a report for you, but some real concerns shown from the players there.
The tackles made more than double by the USA in this opening 18 minutes. And now the Fijians just with the football again. It's their own 30-metre line. Ashton Sims, there's the flick pass. He's produced a few of those so far this evening.
And that's what's going to hurt the USA as the game gets closer to half-time, is the second phase plays. As Hayne kicks early here, very early, to try and turn the USA around and get them to work off their try line again. A lot of energy. They're on the front foot at the moment as Saifiti has just come onto the field for Fiji.
So now the USA, so many of their sets have started right down there. That's their own 20-metre line, and Ryan Burrows. They send the ball to the right side to Ferramo. And here's a bit of a reprieve for the USA as they get their first penalty of the night. Ashton Sims not happy about conceding it, but the USA will be relieved down 26 block.
I think Henry Perinara's let them off the hook there, USA. I think Ferramo was unlucky he didn't get the call against him then.
So the USA now get a rare attacking opportunity. Let's check in down with Brent Tate.
Yeah, it's really bad news down here for Fiji. It's a confirmed broken wrist for Kane Evans, so that will be the end of his World Cup campaign, and losing Corbin Sims later they go into the competition, that's really going to hurt Fiji.
Gee, we've had some significant injuries to start the World Cup, haven't we? Sam Burgess out for at least 4 weeks. Jake Trebojevic for the Australian side, gone for the rest of the World Cup. Now the USA, their first opportunity. That's Maitland, Corey Maitland. 15 metres out from the line with Corriasau on top of him.
That's it, mate.
Uncharted territory tonight for the USA. The Fijian defence with Kamikamitha and Ashton Sims involved. Towards centre field. There's Matt Shipway. And the Fijians is over! Matt Shipway, what a try! The USA, they've finally got an opportunity and they've capitalised. Matt Shipway, the stepping second rower, quarter of the way through the game, opens the account for the USA, and they'll be loving that, the Americans, because the fact is they just haven't had any opportunities.
Well, fantastic work here, and it's the number 6, Christian Freed, who's involved, but it's just a good footwork from Shipway that gets across the line, gets inside the defenders. That's 26 points to 4 in favour of Fiji.
That's the try scorer, Matt Shipway, 32-year-old, born in Newcastle in New South Wales. His grandparents are American, and he played all 4 games of the 2013 World Cup, and now he scores an absolute ripper here in 2017. That's Beretta Ferramo. Pretty handy position. There we go. USA will all of a sudden, Scott Sadler, be feeling a lot better about themselves, down 26-6.
Well, I get a lot of confidence out of this, just for the first opportunity they've had, and through individual skill of Shipway to get across for that try. What is concerning for Fiji and Mick Potter is that the first chance that they had to defend their try line, they've had it broken.
Well, that just came from nothing, Brent Tate, didn't it? They get that opportunity, they finally get a penalty, they go on the attack, and then it was a brilliant run by Shipway.
Well, it was great footwork, and it was a lazy attempt there by Saifidi. You're right, Scott, absolutely. They'd be disappointed with that Fiji. It's the first time USA have been down there, and they've come up with points. A great confidence boost for them.
This is Rice, Josh Rice.
I was going to say earlier on, when they do get opportunities, I don't think athletically they can match Fiji on the edges just through pure speed. But what they can do, if the change of angles just around the ruck, they can maybe get a lazy defender, and it's exactly what Shipway did then.
At times, Saifidi successful with a tackle on Howard. That's the US skipper being forced backwards, Mark Offerdale. Did very well for them 4 years ago. There's Dylan Howard, initially named in the back row. He started in the halves alongside Christian Freed. This is the area of the park that they're struggling to get out of. This bloke knows how to make some ground. Shipway. Last tackle, Freed with the kick under some pressure. Nice catch by Kevin Nyangama. Tell you what, there's a fair chase by the kicker Freed and also Josh Rice, who has a reputation of, I think he was a linebacker playing high school footy. This time Freed gives away the penalty on Nyangama, and what that means, Scott, is that the United States are going to put themselves under enormous pressure again.
Yeah, it's just the little tiny disciplines. And when you get beaten around the ruck, what you try to do as a defender, you just try and get that extra second or two. And unfortunately, you invite the opposition to get another set of 6.
Vunivalu. Who would have thought Fiji would score 5 tries and Vunivalu wouldn't have one of them? Don't rule it out yet. There's Kamikamitha. 20-metre line, you see.
Numbers down the left-hand side.
Raiwalui heads that way too. He scampered. Uate. Already great footwork. There's Montoya, Marcelo Montoya. He's over for the 6th try. Down the left side they go this time, and we'll check it out by the video referee.
Tackle 3, Chids. We're going to start with a try. Check the sideline with the grounding. Thanks, mate.
Yep, so I'm on the ball here. That is tight. Can we just step that back? I think it's simultaneous, mate. What do you think? Have you got anything else on that line just to confirm that that foot's on the line? It is touching the ground? We believe it is at the moment. Okay. No, that's fine. So if that's the best angles we've got, we're going to go simultaneously in touch and grounding, which is a scrum, mate. We're going to the board.
So Fijians are denied.
Simultaneously.
That was a tough call for Steve Chitty. Simultaneous, the grounding of the ball, and Montoya's foot just sliding over that touch line.
Well, they've done well there, USA, because they had an overlap, Fiji.
He's out simultaneously.
Ray Walui
so scrum.
exposed it. So they've scampered well. They've cleaned that up well, USA. And I suppose they've got a little bit more confidence out of scoring that try. They've a little bit more energy in their play. They're being a little bit more adventurous, not too adventurous.
All the way in. We good? All the way in. All the way in. Stay behind your scrum.
So now the United States, this is familiar territory for them.
I still think, even in this area here, I still think they can go one pass or just a few angles off the dummy half just to try and turn around the Fijian defenders around the ruck.
Well, there's a sign of the dominance. 11 out of 12 completions for Fiji. The USA, this is only their 8th set of the night, as they take it close to halfway through Burrows, in from his other wing. Now the short side road. Off it go, away from Williami. Good run by the Hawks captain. Williami did well to come back at him with Coriasau. Across halfway with Shipway. Right in centre field. And it's the last tackle for them. Mirando to Freed. Evades one. He's in trouble. Flick pass finds the grass. Karagamitha. Great pressure on Mirando. And he forces a changeover. It'll happen with Fiji getting the football 5 or 6 metres inside USA territory. And that was just great pressure for them, Fiji.
It was Josh Rice. He just overran his number 6 when he was trying to play that 5th tackle, try to play it through the hands. And so he got in the road a little bit, the number 21. For USA.
Play the ball.
But it's great work by Tui Kamikamica to stay alive, stay up in the line. This is what's going to hurt at the back of the half, as I said earlier on. Just the second phase plays from Fiji.
Jacob Saifidi came on the field with Kane Evans breaking his wrist while scoring a try. Ta'ane Milne has had an enormous impact at right centre so far tonight for Fiji. Kane, lovely inside ball.
Been classy, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Aloni Vunakethe's come on the field. That went back. Comes away Williame. Nice tackle. 9 metres out from the line, and that came from Junior Vaivai. Kane is the puppeteer. Right, well, Louis, lovely pass. And getting over there eventually to score the try is Ben Nakumbawai. Lost it, and it comes back to the United States for a 20-metre tap. The try was his. Nakumbawai would have been his first touch of the footy, or it was, but in the end he loses it, and the USA survive.
Oh, we saw in his debut, Ben Nakumbawai for the Gold Coast Titans. He scored on debut. As we see Farame, a nice run. He's been very explosive with ball in hand, but Nakumbawai just butchers the try.
Solid hit there on Vaivai. Pettybourne back on the field. USA 35 metres out. Kick from Mirando. Work to do for Nyangama. Ball stopped them a little. Good chase by the kicker of the footy, David Mirando, a veteran, and he did very well there to put pressure as Vunivalu makes it just over the 10, where he's confronted by Josh Rice and Matt Shipway.
It's a good play from Mirando, just to get behind the Fijian forwards and make them turn and get behind the ball. But again, another offload and they're in open space.
Look out, it's Aku. That's the 40. Oh, he stumbled. He did Maitland a favour there and tripped and fell over his own brilliant feet himself. Niketa managed to get through Shipway, then got the don't argue bang. Good hit by Pettybourne. Kicking early in the tackle count, and it's Vunivalu against Maitland, and Maitland gets there first. But Vunivalu does force the line drop out and introduces himself to our cameraman.
Thanks, mate.
What about the footwork from Uate here? Looks like he's heading towards the corner post. Yeah. And it's a step that we saw when he first came into the NRL. He lost it a little bit there at Newcastle. Remember commentating the 2008 World Cup, Andrew, and watching this young winger from Fiji named Aku Uate, and then he burst on the NRL scene and has never looked back. He's been a fantastic finisher for both the Knights and also Manly.
We good?
New position in the centres.
New hairstyle.
Be a little bit foreign to him.
I'll tell you what, the only person who was going to stop him, I reckon, from scoring was himself. Fiji, another opportunity. 20 metres out they go through Viliami Kikau. There's Ben Nakumbuai. Rice is over the top. A lot of pressure here on the United States. Rawalui. Payne. All pass goes astray. It's Vunivalu. Through Shipway, taken by Freed. Fiji 10 metres out. They go the right again. Naingama, bang, bang. He's over. Offend on Faraimo. Offend on Freed. And he's able to score his second try, the Fijian captain, Kevin Naingama, as Fiji make it 6 here at Townsville Stadium. 2 to the skipper, Kevin Naingama.
Yeah, great work here by the skipper. Good vision as well. Again, looking down the short side, shows really good skill, good strength as well. He blows the scoreline out to 30 points to 6.
Well, Kevin Naingama scored 9 tries this year for the West Tigers. As he looks to the heavens, having scored his second of the night. He had a big offer from Salford in the English Super League, but he decided to re-sign with the West Tigers. And a reminder there, Scott, about just how skillful and quick and evasive he can be.
Everyone's only ever thought of Kevin Naingama as a winger, as a finisher, but again, the World Cup, what it does, we talk about opportunity. We get the opportunity to see Kevin Naingama in a position at fullback and skippering the side as well, and playing a far more superior and senior role. I always thought this was always going to be through the power of the forwards and just everyone getting on the back of Koroisau. But it's really been those players on the edges that have caused havoc.
It's Koroisau with a conversion attempt. 3 from 5 so far. Make it 4 from 6. No problems there. 32-6 to Fiji, Brett Tate. And maybe apart from the skill of Naingama, we saw an indication of the fatigue setting in for the USA.
Yeah, they're very tight, aren't they? Especially around that play the ball area, just hanging on there. Great skill there and great power by Naingama. His leadership and his captaincy has been excellent. I've just loved the way he spoke with the pride and the passion. Just seeing his commentary through the week, he's very proud of his Fijian heritage, and it's been a great captain knock by him tonight.
They'll get the footy again. Jared Hayne having to accelerate to get hold of that before he's taken by Steve Howard.
You know what I've liked about Hayne's game tonight? His vision, yes, he's moving from the right to the left, but his kicking game, he can see where he's looking where the fullback is placed, whether he's shallow, whether he's deep. As we'll see a turnover here from Fiji, and now USA get an opportunity, but just getting back to Hayne, he's really identifying where the fullback's standing and judging the weight of his kicks really well here today in the first half.
He's the second leading try scorer in Rugby League World Cup history.
Behind not a bad player that's ahead of him.
An immortal, Bob Fulton, just one ahead of him. And Jared, one ahead of another pretty fair player in Billy Slater. But that's a rare error coming from Fiji, and it was the back rower, Viliami Kikau. And what we've seen is the USA, if they get an opportunity, it's been so rare, they've managed to penetrate. But they'll start this set of 6, 10 metres in Fijian territory, and there's that man, Jared Hayne. Good in defence. There's Rice. Coruscant and Vunikethe. Miranda to Pettybourne. Vunikethe involved again. Did well there with the offload, and Miranda keeps it alive as well to Howard, Steve Howard. It's the 20-metre line, right in centre field, the USA. Freed. Shipway. There he goes, spreading Saifidi again. Saifidi will be having that Shipway nightmare.
Good angle again. If they can double up the angles again.
Oh dear. A knock-on comes from a player who's just come on the field.
Double again.
In Tui Samoa, and a costly mistake for the USA, obviously down by 26 points coming into the latter stages of this first half. Now they've got to pick their heads up, the USA. Bit of an opportunity for them and an unforced error.
Tui Samoa would be disappointed with that effort. He's had plenty of experience in the Intrust Super Cup in the Queensland competition, playing for the Sunshine Coast Falcons and also the Redcliffe Dolphins, so he's a good experienced player to come off the bench for the USA, inject some enthusiasm. That's not the first involvement that he wanted.
30 years of age, Tui Samoa, born in Brooklyn, New York, moved to New Zealand at a young age and then to Australia. He's now playing for the young Cherry Pickers in New South Wales country football. Geez, having a game, isn't he? A great run. Right on halfway. Pettybourne did well to catch him in the end. Vunivalu. Lovely shot. Maitland, can he make the tackle? No. Suliasi Vunivalu, as he does week in, week out with the Melbourne Storm. He's just too hard to stop because he's quick, he's big, he's strong, and he's brilliant. Suliasi Vunivalu.
It's the jab, isn't it, Andrew, of Kevin Nyangama, who splits them through the middle. Then it's the uppercut from Suliasi Vunivalu. Shows a little bit of skill as well to show to the outside and pull the defenders off him, and just shows great speed, good strength.
Well, I did feel a little there for Maitland, the fullback, because he had no chance.
While playing for the East Tigers in the Intrust Super Cup on the left wing, he scored 3 tries this day, and he's 19 years of age, and we just knew something special. We're witnessing something that a player that was going to do a fair bit of damage in the NRL with many years to come. And of course, he finished off that year with the Melbourne Storm. He's gone on to great things now. Premiership winner.
Remember his debut in the NRL against the West Tigers at Leichhardt in 2016. He scored 2 tries. In fact, he scored 2 tries in his first 3 NRL games. He scored 2 tries in his 5th game, 3 tries in his 7th, 2 in his 8th, and 3 tries in his 10th. And then to top that off, in his 16th game in the NRL, he scored 4. Well, why not? He hadn't done it. Here's Coruscant looking for his fifth goal of the evening. Handily placed. No. Not a good kick. That was a shocker. But it's Fiji out by 30 as we enter the last 4 minutes of the first half. But Brent Tate, I'm not sure what else you can say about this bloke, Vunivalu.
Well, it's just such a sight when he's in full swing, and an absolute weapon of a player, isn't he? You have a look at this Fijian side, and they've just got speed and skill everywhere. You can't beat speed in rugby league, and he's got plenty of it. And I'm loving the inclusion of Awate in the centres too, Scott. Just his footwork and the ability to be able to get in the ball a bit earlier. It's making him a real strike weapon for this Fiji side.
I was standing in the tunnel before the game, and Suliasi Vunivalu walked past me.
Stop.
Just calls time off. Suliasi Vunivalu is just a huge human being.
Right. No, I know.
6'4".
Yeah, thanks.
It's going to be an HIA. It's Vunikethe. May not have got in the best position to make the tackle there. And that is Andrew Neasley. Just come on the field.
If anyone has ever seen
Just wait, I'll let him come on.
Vunikethe shirtless.
I'm going to wait till he comes out.
He looks like he's chiselled from stone. And if you don't hit him in the right position defensively, you're always going to come off second best. What do you look at me like that for, Andrew?
What is he? Chiselled like...
Thank you.
Just chiselled out of stone.
Joe Eichner on the field for the USA.
Go, one.
As the chiselled man plays it. Here's Nakumbuai. Could have scored with his first touch. 30-point leaders. There's Cacao roaming on that left edge with Williame on the right. Uate, that was meant for him, and then fumbled by Ryan Burrows. Opportunity lost perhaps there as the USA tried to turn defence into attack, and the mistake comes from Aquila Uate, and the United States will get the scrum feet just into Fijian territory.
Well, they've really tried to expose the short sides, haven't they? They've come up with a lot of success. Could have gone both ways there. Could have been a try to Burrows.
We're good?
The right side winger there, number 2, plays for the Toronto Wolfpack. Actually started playing with the Virginia Eagles Rugby League Club.
Also had some experience in the New South Wales Cup. He scored the very first try for Toronto Wolfpack in the English division. He couldn't pick it up there, though. Oh, gee, that's good pressure from Vunivalu.
That's a good
Corey Macon.
Great read defensively. He reacted when the ball was in the air, which was fantastic from Vunivalu.
Uncertain ball handling there initially from Eichner, just come onto the field. Samoa back into Pettybourne.
Tackle 3. Hold on the line.
Good field position here for the United States. Rice. Tackle comes from Louis. Miranda, he's been good for them at dummy half, the 33-year-old. On occasion, Nakumbuai and Dunakethi are there with a tackle. Tui Samoa, touch finder, gives his team a breather in pretty warm conditions. So we head into the last 90 seconds of this first half that has been dominated by Fiji. And I don't think that the US coach will be all that unhappy that he found touch there, Samoa, and set up a Fiji scrum feed deep in their own half.
I'll be interested to hear what Brian McDermott has to say to his side. He said before the game, didn't he? He's got great expectations that his side will be competitive, but if Fiji are on their game, it's going to be a long night, which they are. But I'll be really interested to see what messages he's got for a USA side for the second half.
He's actively involved, Brent Tate, as we just saw, pounding that touchline. Brian McDermott. So now Fiji, will they run out the clock or will they try something spectacular?
Go back. You can't push them off like that.
Just go back another few inches, play it again.
Time on. Go, 1.
And now Fiji. The defence there headed up by Steve Howard.
Release!
In fact, it was his brother Dylan Howard. His 2 brothers born in Los Angeles before the family moved to Australia. Tane Milne, an outstanding opening 20 minutes he had. Vunivalu. Oh, stab keeper right to Ferramo. Gets away from Milne. Is there time for the USA to snare one before the break? It'll need to be this play. They've got 48 metres to travel. Mirando, freed. The chase comes from Vai and a fair swing. There's Junior Vai. There's a miracle try. Yes, they can snare one. Oh, it's scored by Junior Vai, the former Penrith and South player, right on the bell after an air swing from Fiji. Although Henry Perinari is going to the video ref.
Okay, Chids, we've got tackle 1. Let's start with a try. Check the onside, but then when he gets the ball to make sure he's in the field of play. Okay? Through here.
Okay, so they're all on side. We can play through from there. We've just got to confirm number 3 here re-enters the field of play. Ooh, so we need to just have a look at that. Yep, that'd be great. So nice and slow here. He's out. His foot's down. He's already touched the ball before he gets his next foot in play. So just confirm that. And he's touched the ball before. Okay, so he's come from out, so he's in touch. There'll be no try. Go to the board.
What a shame for the USA. It was millimetres in it, Scott Sattler. Millimetres in it. So the first half is dominated by the Fijians, and they survived that late onslaught by the USA. Fiji in front by 36 points to 6 over the United States, 7 tries to 1 in that first half.
It's powerful, isn't it? Passion for the jumper and passion for the country, Fiji. Some big injury news in that first half. Kane Evans broke his wrist, is gone for the tournament. Gee, it's been some big injuries in the first 2 days. Last night out of that Australia versus England match in Melbourne, that Australia, of course, won to get their title defence off to a good start. Jake Trbojevic, confirmation earlier today that he will miss the rest of the tournament with a pec injury, and also Jared Beale from that Kiwis win against Samoa.
Yeah,
so,
and also Sam Burgess. Hopefully Sam Burgess will be back at some stage during the competition.
I think the prognosis is looking a lot more positive tonight for Sam, that he might be back in a couple of weeks. So you'd think he'd be back maybe in time for the quarter or the semi-final.
Well, I think he needs to be back if England are going to win this comp.
OK, let's take a look at some of the Telstra highlights from the first half. We knew they'd be a contender, didn't we, Fiji, after what they've done at the last 2 World Cups, and it's been an emphatic performance. Yeah,
they've been semi-finalists. Just a combination of structure and ad-lib play. And you've got to understand that a lot of these guys from America haven't played a lot of football, but they're coming up against a team that's chock full of first-grade players, and it's showing out there tonight. The skill level by the Fijians is great. Jared Hayne is leading the way, along with Kevin Nguama at the back of the field. Korosai is giving them plenty of trouble around the dummy half area. Their forwards are going over the advantage line. And Uade in the centres, what a dangerous play he's been. Got a lethal left foot step, and any time he finds himself into space, he's always going to be hard to stop. Jared Hayne getting involved. This is a position I think he'll play for the Gold Coast Titans next season. I think they'll move him to the 6 jersey. And this is a great try from the Americans. Shipway cutting back off his left foot, steaming over the fullback there to score, and that gave the US side some hope. But when you turn possession over to this Fijian side, as I said before, they are strong, they've got plenty of speed, they're highly skillful, and they can do this to you. They can just cut you apart. Vunivalu, well, what a player he has turned into. One of the best wingers in the game. He's got a phenomenal try-scoring rate. One of the best players in the business. Possession, Fiji dominated nearly 60-40% to the USA in that first half. The completion rate was fairly high, and given the humidity up there in Townsville, that's excellent. 7 line breaks to 1, and at the moment, it's a fair scoreline, 36-6 at half-time, given the amount of possession and the way that they have controlled it. They've limited their errors, and that's a must going forward, being able to practice, so when you come up against the better teams in the competition, you really know what's needed.
Who's your McDonald's champion to play for that first half?
The fullback and skipper for the Fijian side, Kevin Nguama, outstanding. Put himself everywhere. We've seen some great displays over the weekend, some individual displays, but this one's been right up there. Every time he gets the ball, he's dangerous. He's one of the quickest guys in the team. He's so strong. And again, I like his involvement for a fullback. He turns up on an edge, he turns up through the middle, and he's also got good chatter at the back of the field.
Well, they've come to play, haven't they, Fiji? They lead by 36-6. They are so entertaining to watch. The second half isn't far away. Rugby League World Cup for 2017. Great to have your company on this Saturday night. And, well, as I said, Fiji's in control, 36-6 at half-time and against the USA. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. In particular, our first look at Jason Taumalolo and Andrew Fida as players are about to come back out there at Townsville. But just quickly, I think Tonga never been past the group stage at a World Cup, but they will do that, I reckon, this time.
I think they want to make a statement from the word go, and taking on Scotland, they should be able to do that.
OK, it's second half coming your way from Townsville as we head back to our commentators.
Yeah, they have been, Andrew. They were invited on a lot of occasions very early on in that first half to attack the try line of the USA Hawks. And just through their sheer size and their power, with their speed comes power, and these big players, from wingers all the way through the front row. It's been an impressive performance. USA, they just need to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more energy defensively.
There's Kevin Nyangama, who's had a really terrific captain's performance with 2 tries. And here we go, second half at Townsville Stadium.
Righto, boys.
Henry Rawalui gets us underway. Quick contact on Howard. Just out from their own 10-metre line. It was headed by Ben Nakumbuwai. Pulled up a little lame there too, Howard, after that first hit.
Tackle 2.
Up by 30. How will this intensity remain for the Fijians? Looks pretty good at the start of this set. Although there's a nice offload to Maitland.
It's that man Eddie Pettiborn again. He's been probably their best in this first half.
There's Rice. Over the top of him, Nakumbuwai. Is there another offload from Pettiborn? No. He's smothered to the ground by Aquila Uate. Maitland didn't know he was getting that, and he does well not to kick that out of the full over the head of Marcelo Montoya. It's under enormous pressure from his own teammates. Corey Maitland does very, very well indeed. The 23-year-old who had a few years with the Parramatta Eels in the under-20s. Plays for Mounties in the New South Wales Cup. And that was a good recovery because he was not expecting that footy.
Well, he's a Westfield Sports High former student who has been responsible for many players that have gone on and played in the NRL.
All the way in.
Henry Rawalui.
We're all good? All right, bind in. Bind together. Bind together. All the way in. All the way in. All right, fall in.
Eddie Pettiborn got a straight boot there.
Fall in. Out.
Braden Williame.
Release now. Give me a step here.
His own 30-metre line. This is the side of the field they caused so much havoc in the first half, Fiji. Their right side. Vunivalu. On a Kethe.
Okay, now 21.
Rice again over the top. Rawalui. Kick out. Nice pass. Good hands by Nyangama. Taylor Alley in defence of Miranda, who had a busy first half. The USA hooker. Pressure coming early from Fiji. Saifidi. Last tackle. Good. The boot from Hayne. Cut back Vunivalu. Over the sideline she goes. It looked promising there for the Fijians, but in the end the USA survived. Let's check in for the first time in the second half. Down on the touchline with Brent Tate.
Yes, well, Mick Potter was very happy with the Fiji's first half. The message was quite simple. Keep competing and keep completing, but overall very happy. Just a couple of plays there he thought they dropped off in competing for some sets. So, and on the other hand, Brian McDermott, well, he just wants them to try and control the ruck, get some control. Just get to that 20-minute mark, he said, we'll reassess and go from there. But overall, he's pretty happy with his team's effort.
Got him high, Jacob.
That helps
Wait, no,
for the USA. It was a high shot. And the USA, that's their own 20-metre line. Now they get the ball mid-20 and halfway. Only their second penalty of the night. Junior Vaivai. Solid contact again on Steve Howard. He's got a couple of fair shots since he's been out there. Tui Samoa. Nice inside pass. There's Rice. Just into Fijian territory. Pettiborn scores some problems. Not this time with Kakau and Rawalui. Eichner over the 30. Last shot here for the USA. Freed. Maitland. Little stab kick. Oh, nice work. He positioned himself beautifully there, Suliasi Vunivalu, proving that he can read it well in defence apart from attack.
Watch your sleeper.
I liked what they tried to do then, but USA run on the 5th tackle. Their kicking game obviously isn't going to be as astute as what a lot of the teams in this World Cup is going to be like. So putting it through the hands is a smart play.
Nice fend. Fiji on their own 30-metre line. 7 tries in their first half. Uate. Great feet. Great pace. Hayne backs up. He'll join Bob Fulton on 13 World Cup tries. Jared Hayne backing up some brilliant footwork again from Aquila Uate. And he scores his 13th World Cup try. Jared Hayne under the crossbar.
We've seen this on so many occasions, haven't we? Jared Hayne in open space in World Cup Rugby League, but it's this man, Uate, that again, just through sheer footwork, gets into open space, sizes up the situation beautifully, and that man, Jared Hayne, takes the scoreline out to 40 points to 6. World Cup when he was representing Fiji, and he said himself it was a turning point in his, not only his career, because he's only very young, but a turning point in his life, just spiritually. He came out in 2009 and basically single-handedly got the Parramatta Eels through to a grand final. Will 2017 World Cup, will that be the change that Jared Hayne needs late in his career?
That's his 5th goal of the night, Abasai Coruscant. And Fiji, as they did in the first half, opened the scoring in the second, their 8th try. Brilliant from Aquila Uate. Spinning, accelerating, and from there, Jared Hayne knew he was going to score.
As I said earlier on, speed means power. And when he steps, there are some players that step, but the power that he steps at, you've got to make good contact with him if you are going to control him in that ruck. But Uate is just beautiful footwork, great speed, and handling the centre position beautifully.
Well, Vunivalu, that wasn't the best trap attempt you've ever seen. And Aloni may be well chiselled, Scott, but the in-goal trap maybe not amongst his expertise. But Brent Tate, this Fijian back line, as we see, Vunivalu treading all over that footy. This combination out there of the likes of Uate and Hayne, they're going to cause troubles to teams with much greater pedigree than the USA through this tournament.
Yeah, they certainly are. I said it before, I love the inclusion of Uate in the centres. He's able to get the ball with some time, and that's what I think he really is like when he's played on the wing. He's usually running it back into immediate defence, but he's got time now and he can use his footwork and use that power. And like Scott said, he's a sort of player that you have to aim up and tackle. He makes you tackle, and he's been outstanding tonight, and just really sharp on his feet. Great to watch.
Aiken on the 30-metre line. Nearly there, back from the head injury assessment. He's passed it. He's not suffering concussion symptoms. It's a good tackle on Faraimo. Inside the 20 with Steve Howard. Chance for the USA. It is the last tackle. Freed. Ricochet Rabbit dived on by the Fijians. It might have been a knockout. It was by Ta'ane Milnes. So the USA will get a repeat set. The scrum feed 10 metres out. We've had what, as we see, 9 minutes gone in this second half, and this will present their best opportunity of the half.
Yeah, the weight on the ball for the kick probably wasn't the greatest, but I like what he did, Fred. He showed to the outside, he brought the defenders up, made them stop in the defensive line. And usually that opens up a bit of a passageway for you to thread the needle, but he's fortunate enough to get another set of 6 back here. Let's see if they start using some angles.
All the way in. Behind you, scum. On your scum. All the way in. All in. Out!
Samoa. Maitland. Finished off by Uate and his Mohawk. Tidborn's been dangerous. James aware of it too. They bottled up the ball there for Uate. Eichner spills it and an opportunity goes begging for the USA. Joe Eichner, who came off the bench, looks frustrated, looks sore with that left eye, nearly shut. I wonder if that played a role here as he got the pass from Miranda. Well, one he'll feel he should have taken.
Well, Kevin Nyangama, he got up off the line, got in the face of Eichner then. Put some pressure, took his eyes off the ball, looking at the defender. Good work by the skipper.
Good boys. Stay here too. Hold in. Wait up, man. All the way in. All the way in. Right. Ball in. Out.
Marcelo Montoya. Fiji, only one try in this second half.
I wouldn't mind going down to Brent Tate on the sideline. He's one of our great modern day outside backs. With RQ Uate going from the wing into the centre defensively, how tough is that to be able to handle of a tournament of this magnitude?
Yes, it is very different, obviously, defending in the centres. You've got a lot more numbers coming at you. On the wing, usually you make one decision to come in or out, but in the centres, you've usually got plenty of numbers coming at you and you have to make a decision. If you're going out the back or you're staying square. So it's going to be a real challenge for Uate, especially when he comes up against the better nations, as we make a break here.
Uate, Montoya, centering, kick on, Nyangama, nearly. He stuck out the right hand, and it was about to be a freakish try. You thought burying the mind the night he's had, but it just went astray after the no-look pass from Aku and a lovely left foot kick from Marcelo Montoya.
It was nearly a replica from Nyangama's try in the first half. What you want from every fullback, just following through the middle of the field, because the ball will always come back to you in some way.
Here's the skipper, Offendale. That's the 30-metre line, USA's territory. Burrows, formerly of the US Army, wins the penalty.
Wait. He's in front.
Wanakethe concedes it. Now another chance here for the USA to mount some pressure. Nice kick from Maitland.
I love how willing they are, but USA. They're staying in the fight. It hasn't dampened their spirits coming up against one of the tournament heavyweights.
Aloni, let go. Stay here. Go. One.
Now the Fiji's defence put under the test from Offendale. Nice contact there by Williamo. Samoa. Pettyborn this time drops it. And these mistakes are coming. A warm night in Townsville. They've done a lot of defence, the USA, and a couple of opportunities go begging for them to start this second half. To Ane Milne. Strong night for the right centre. This track here in Townsville looks absolutely magnificent. Just short of halfway, Montoya. Can't argue there to Samoa. Solid hit. That was a big hit coming from Eichner, making up for his mistake. And Viliami Cacao, he's the one who paid the price.
That's tremendous contact, isn't it? Eichner just gets up, good contact. Perfect technique. The Toronto Wolfpack back rower.
Scott, he only started playing rugby league about 7 years ago. He was studying at the University of North Florida. He's now playing with Toronto Wolfpack. Joe Eichner, a native of Florida. 7 years after starting, all of a sudden here he is at a World Cup in the other part of the world. That'll be more satisfying to him for sure than that earlier era.
All right, we all good? All good? All good. Watch out, watch out. All right, ball in. Out.
A couple of errors tonight by Cacao. 5-eye. Nice step. Into Fijian territory. Rimo. Some good metres after contact there.
Release! Hold here. Go, 2.
Been willing, hasn't he? The fullback, Maitland.
Gotta be good here, Jared. Let go!
20 metres out from the Fijian line. Jared Hayne eventually off him. step from 3. Inside the 20 they go. Pettybourne. There's another offload. Is that touched by Fiji? It is. It's 6 more tackles for the USA with the skipper Offendale. And all of a sudden, a few opportunities presenting itself for the Hawks.
0 tackle. Hold. Go 0.
Alley. Inside the 20-metre line they go. Taylor Alley. Burrows. What about the sound of that hit from Uate? Samoa. Solid contact coming there by Nakubuai. Only 5 metres out the USA. Miranda. Flickaroo Aitner now. Only a metre out. Desperate defence, Nakubuai. Penalty. Interference in the play.
I'm playing from that play the ball.
And they scored anyway.
Short penalty, but I can't play on from that play the ball here. It's not good enough.
A wry smile there, Scott Sattler by Eddie Pettybourne.
No. Nothing quick here. You can go back if you want to.
Aitner fights to get to his feet.
Wait for him.
Gets another set of 6.
We're good, Ben. Stay on the line. You have to stay on the line.
Fiji's defence to be tested again. Oh, no, it's not. Knock on from Miranda. He's held himself together well tonight, the USA hooker. At 33 years of age, he's not even playing in a major competition. He's playing in A grade on the northern beaches of Sydney. Miranda. And they're costly errors, aren't they? Some encouragement, Brent Tate, for the USA in terms of getting some opportunities, but frustration that they haven't been able to convert them to points.
Yeah, well, they've been able to hold Fiji out for most of this second half, so there's certainly some positives to take out. Interesting change by Fiji. Ashton Sims has gone back out, and the message for him is to gain some control, just get some more leadership back out there and take control of the second half.
I love the enthusiasm that Ashton Sims plays with. We've seen with the teams he's played with in the NRL and the UK Super League. He does. He's got an injection of energy whenever he comes on the field.
Your favourite, Tui Malcolmetha, back on Fiji. What a hit.
Yeah, I know.
Aitner's involved in everything.
Again, it was really good technique.
Make sure Sully's behind. Sully.
Hold on.
Gets in low, gets underneath the ball.
Behind, mate.
How are we going, Hens? Just there, mate.
It started off being a perfect tackle, didn't it? It just ended up, I think, more bad luck. And now Fiji don't find touch directly. It came off Fijian hands for Imo. But what it means is it will be a Fijian ball via a scrum feed, 21 metres out from the USA line. So in the end, just see here right near the touch line. Bad bounce. Cost the USA from gaining possession back.
Wait, come on, boys. How are we going?
USA.
You guys good? All good? One together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Part of the field here for Fiji.
Right, behind you, scrum. Ball in. Out.
Uate, the combination again. Good fend. He's so evasive in many different ways. Naku. Spread deep to the right. Cacao confronted there by Neasley. Spent some time getting a head injury assessed. Right in front of the post. Sims Wanakethi. Desperate defence, Miranda. Nifty little play. Cacao, can he be stopped? No, he's got it down next to the uprights. Liliane Cacao. He scores the 9th try of the night for Fiji. Nearly 3/4 of the way through the game, and it's a dominant effort by Fiji. Cacao gets the 4-pointer.
Yeah, it was a set move here off Tui Kamakamitha. The old wraparound. And it's a nice straight ball here to the Penrith back row and Cacao. And again, just too much size, too much strength for the defence of the USA Hawks. It's 46 points to 6.
Had a mixed night, Cacao, with his hands, but he was never going to be stopped there. New goal kicker, Tane Milne. Tane Milne kicks the goal as Fiji approach the half-century here on their opening night. Night 2 of the 2017 Rugby League World Cup. He's a big, powerful force.
He was outstanding in the state championship for Penrith, who won the Intrust Super State Championship. Standout for the Penrith Panthers. Made his NRL debut as well. Part of their future plans.
Re-signed this year.
Stay behind, boys.
Liami Cacao. 22 years of age, born in Fiji. Signed by the Cowboys initially here in Townsville out of Fiji Rugby Union. He's made a very successful conversion. Wanaketha.
Look at that missed tackles, 27 missed tackles by the USA. It's not too bad against an athletic side like Fiji Bharti.
And when you consider the Fijians have had by far the majority of possession. There's Cacao again. Lovely ball to Wate. Desperate defence, Ali and Burrows. Fiji just cross halfway. Joe Ondua is on the field there, picking the ball up, giving Coruscant a breather. Milne, what a pass! Londale, got a pass away. Here they go, what a Ketho. Oh, Kevin Nyangama backing up, looking for number 3, spills the footy. And he looks in frustration. He scored 2, Kevin Nyangama. He could have scored 4.
Well, the involvement of Lovadou, I should say, as he's come on the field. A couple of handles in this movement. It's big Tui Kamakamita that strides out, delivers a good ball to his skipper. He's thinking about the try celebration, I think, Andrew.
He was ready to put that down.
How we going, mate?
Kevin Nyangama.
Just a bit of cramp. You're going to be right to go.
Speaking to him before the game, he was so excited. We saw the emotion as the Fijian national anthem was played, tears streaming out of his eyes. It means so much to him to be captaining his team, and now the USA get a bit of a reprieve with the scrum feet deep in their own territory.
Maybe not a Warrington.
Sully, Jared.
For Fiji.
Sully.
Ash, bind with Filoni. Eddie, bind with him, mate. Thank you. Just bind. All the way in, Kev. All the way in.
Yeah, I've got up
We're good?
on this side.
We're all good? 6. Hey, give it in. All in. Out!
Ready for Omar. Well, there, and then throws intercept. Tane Milne. Vunivalu, can he keep his feet? Can he power his way over? He can. Sully gets 2. Fiji get 50. An intercept taken by Tane Milne ends up in another try to Suliasi Vunivalu.
Well, he's never going to be stopped from that close to the try line, the big winger. But Faramo does a great job just to get away from all the traffic around the scrum. But Tane Milne just stays alive, trusts his outside winger, and just too much power from Vunivalu. That's 52 points to 6.
Here he is, Suliasi Vunivalu. 2 tries. He scored their 7th and 10th. Tane Milne kicking with Coruscant off the field. No good there. But Fiji, a very good performance from them.
There's a good opportunity there for Junior Vaivai actually to come under Barita Faramo earlier on. He hung out on his left-hand wing. Just came in a little bit too late. It's a scary sight when you're sitting on your heels on the try line. There's someone like big Suliasi Vunivalu coming straight at you.
Brent Tate, does it make you feel happy to be retired that you don't have to mark him?
Absolutely. What about the balance and the poise that he has, just along with the power? It's just incredible how big and athletic these Fijians are.
When you think he moved to Auckland from Fiji to pursue a rugby union career, played for Auckland under-18s, and then he was snapped up by the Melbourne Storm. Aren't they happy they achieved that? Kamakamita. That's the Fijian 30-metre line. Good luck. Cacao. He's got support. Louis. He takes it. He's got a 30-metre sprint. It'll be 56-6. Set up by Viliami Cacao and finished off by the number 7, the 28-year-old Henry Louis.
Well, the big Penrith back rower. He was stung very early on in the second half with a good tackle by Eichner, but he's seen to recover in the last 2 involvements he's had. He scored a try. He's got into open space and again sizes up the situation beautifully to get it to his number 7 to extend this lead on the scoreboard out to 56 points to 6.
There's the try scorer, Henry Louis. Played for Mounties in the New South Wales Cup this year, having joined St George Illawarra back in 2009, but still hasn't played first grade.
They've done a good job, both he and Hayne. Hayne not a natural number 6, but they've transferred the ball on really well, haven't they, as a halves combination?
He hasn't overplayed his hand, Louis, has he? Ta'ane Milne kicks his second of the night after Abasai Correa-Sau managed 5. That lead now over 50. And Brent Tate, we're seeing this replay. He's just too big and powerful out on that left edge as this game wears on, Cacao.
Well, Andrew, you said it was I scared before. I'd be absolutely terrified if I saw that coming down. Just the speed from the big man and the vision as well. He did spend some time here at the Cowboys and they were very disappointed to lose him. He's got a great future, Billy Cacao.
Also seeing the skipper there as well, Nyan Garma again following up through the middle of the field.
They are the favourites to win this group, Fiji. And I think we're seeing why this evening. A nice ball, Ashton Sims. They're working to the right. Williame. They didn't hold. They keep him down. And that's the halfway strike. Braden Williame got the start with Corbin Sims ruled out not only tonight, but for the entire tournament. And Cathay over halfway for Fiji.
Wait with me, mate.
Still 11 and a half minutes to go.
Good tackle. Hold together. Stand on the mark. Go 3.
Badua is a dummy half. There's Cacao again. This time they wrap him up with Nicholas Newland. That's the 30-metre line as Fiji continue the attack. Dealt with Lavadua after he passed the footy by Newland. Last tackle, 25 metres out for Jared Hayne. Vunivalu flies through the air, lost it. That was going to be his hat-trick, but it went through his legs. And Barreto Faremo comes away with it for the USA.
He does it really well as a winger, Suliasi Vunivalu. And we saw him do it against the Bulldogs at Belmore in round 1 this year. He comes from right out on his sideline and he gets in between the defenders. He comes in blind and you can't see him. He nearly came up with his third try just by doing that.
Perfect kick too, wasn't it? USA just outside their own 30-metre mark. Desperately hoping to finish strongly here. If they can and not let the score get beyond the 60 mark. There's the lock. Newland, fascinating story with his career with the US Marine Corps. 2 tours of Afghanistan. The mistake comes from Vunivalu. We've been wrapping him that heavy. The commentator's curse had to kick in here in Townsville, and it does. And it, as Vunivalu,
he's human. And this is what I was talking about, how he comes in between the defenders. You can see there, Barreto Faremo can't see him coming. The fullback's got his eyes on the ball and he does a fantastic job of getting in between those defenders.
Hold on. Hold on, boys.
One of his great highlights.
He spilled his last 2 now, unfortunately, Big Sully. Here he is. USA, though, will have this scrum feed after Viliami Cacao gets some treatment back on his 20-metre line. Something going on.
Lots of fun, trust me.
He's, in the second half, he's looked uncomfortable on a couple of occasions. So I don't know whether it's from that very good tackle that Joe Eichner put on him in the second half.
Okay, let's go, boys. Let's pack the scrum.
Second time, a little bit off.
All good?
Hold with him, Sully.
Forward attack, forward defence. Let's bind all together.
He has stayed on the field, Cacao.
All the way in, all the way in. Kev, Kevin, all the way in, thanks, mate. Behind you, scrum. Behind you, scrum, ball in. Out!
That's for Ramo. He's enthusiastic there in launching himself, Cacao. Dylan Howard started the game in the halves. Maitland. Kumbuwai and Cacao combining. Newland over the 10-metre line. USA looking for their second try of the night. Mirando, free, juggle, offload, off a goal. Scored in their first World Cup game in 2013. Denied there, not denied this time. The USA are over for the centre. Junior Vai. Their second try for the United States to get them into double figures here at Townsville Stadium with about 8 minutes left to play.
Yeah, one of the most experienced in this side had time at Penrith and also South Sydney, and Junior Vai gets across the line. It's a good story, Junior Vai. 58 points to 10.
27-year-old Junior Vai. His last game in the NRL was 6 years ago. Played for Penrith and Souths. Thankfully, he's recovered from a number of those injuries. And great to see him scoring a try in the 2017 Rugby League World Cup.
I remember watching him in 2007 at a Queensland Schoolboys Carnival at Wynnum. And he was the number 6. He was a 5'8". He was a very classy player, one of the better players of that tournament.
Tough kick for Ramo. Landed his only attempt so far. What a beauty! Never ever looked like missing. The US fans, something to cheer about late in this game as they spread it to the left. And Vunivalu, after a mistake in the end, it costs Fiji. As Vai is over there to score in the corner. So can they finish strongly here in this last 6+ minutes?
Stay behind, boys.
Conditions no doubt have been warm, humid. They had to do so much defence in the opening half an hour. They did well at times. Fiji have scored their tries in clumps, and look at that, how it's evened up now. 47% for the USA. We're at one point, about 25-30 minutes in, it was at 18%.
Well, the second half's been 22 points to 6 in favour of Fiji, and it just warmed into the game nicely. The USAs have turned this ball over.
Yeah, knock on, and in the end easily picks it up. Hasn't had a happy night after getting the head knock in that first half that saw him need a head injury assessment. And he was looking up, wasn't he, at Cacao and Nakumbuwai. So Fiji now, they get a chance. They've scored, 11 tries to 2. The scrum will pack just outside the USA Hawks 20-metre line.
All the way in, all the way in. Here. Hold on. All right, ball in hand.
We're about to enter the last 5 minutes.
Hold together. Come to me. Hold here. Hold. Another thing. Go. Good, mate.
Alvador. Interception. Pouncing on that for the USA is the centre, Taylor Alley. And they deny the Fijians. They did well, being in the right spot at the right time as the pass went astray. And now it's Ryan Burrows for the USA.
And it was good work by Taylor Alley.
Thanks, mate.
He didn't concede the tackle and try and get back to his position defensively. He actually stayed alive and stayed up, waiting for that offload.
Hold. 3.
Solid contact there on Newland.
Hold, Joe. Go 4.
Measley. Out comes the ball. Was there a hand in there? No. Knock on is the ruling from Henry Perinara. And Fiji will take a scrum 5 metres into USA territory.
Can you remember the movie in the 80s called The Goonies?
The Goonies?
Well, I've been told by good authority that the number 15, the man that just dropped the ball there, and Andrew Neasley, his nickname is Chunk, as the kid from The Goonies.
I'm really reluctant to admit this. I do remember it. And it's not a bad comparison. Google will be going nuts.
Come this side, man.
Oh, there, fellas.
So Fiji. I can't believe we've had a Goonies reference.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, bind together.
Fiji will have the scrum.
Right, all the way in, all the way in. You just come here. All the way. Kev. Joe. All right, ball in. Out.
All but one to the left, so they'll go to the right. Ngama. Nice step in field to Arne Milne. Vai got him. That's the try line. 2 metres out. Couldn't get off him. He did well to make the tackle. Corey Maitland, the USA fullback.
Go fast, man.
And I think was quite happy to concede the penalty, to be perfectly honest. Little meeting here. They've got, this will be a planned move one. It's something they've worked on at training. Jared Hayne having a chat.
Go.
Set heavily to that side, the left.
Thanks, 21.
Kumbawa.
Stand on, stand on. Go.
Flat pass away to Kamakamitha. Rise to Miranda. Desperate tackles.
2.
Rawalui. Ngama. Show and go. He got through Ali. Maitland there is to finish it off, and he's dropped it. Terrific desperate defence by the USA, particularly Maitland.
Oh, give him space, give him space.
And Kevin Ngama, the Fijian captain, has clearly been injured in that tackle.
Well, he comes down hard as the tackle's completed here by Tui Samoa. He comes down hard on his side. I think he might hit his head here on the ground.
Kev, how are we going?
No. It was the same setup from when Kikau scored his try. They went out the back this time.
I'll tell you what, though, he's in some pain.
He's been outstanding tonight, hasn't he, the skipper?
He's just showing what a key player he's going to be for them throughout this World Cup tournament. The captain, thriving, playing at fullback. Just a couple of errors. But, the trainer gives him a hand, and we'll just see if he can put weight on that knee.
Tui. Good, man.
Here comes us.
You good?
Does that knee remind you of anyone from the Goonies or any other 1980s movie? He's going to play on Kevin Ngama. And a lost opportunity there for Fiji. Completion rates will be something there that perhaps concerns the coach Mick Potter, down to 63%.
Watch him in.
Admittedly, they have been trying to do a lot with the footy.
4, 5, 6.
There have been some mistakes, particularly in this second half. Must be hard though, Scott, when you go into half-time in any game at any level, leading by 30 points, to maintain that edge that you had in the first 40 minutes.
What you do, Andrew, is you start thinking about next week, and you unconsciously preserve yourself injury-wise, hoping that you're not going to miss next week's game. So what you do is you relax for a moment.
Around 20-metre line, the United States. Into the last minute we go. I reckon he's tried hard. Corey Maitland, the fullback.
Defensively, he's been fantastic.
He's had some tough decisions to make. Neasley. Drawing some horrible comparisons to movie characters. Little kick there from Freed. Nice pick up too by Christian Freed. Taylor Raleigh. Ryan Burrows. The defence comes from Uate. There's the siren. And Fiji with a stunning command performance to open their World Cup campaign. They've beaten the United States by 58 points to 12.
Great to see you.
A comprehensive victory to Fiji, and their campaign in the 2017 Rugby League World Cup is off to a flying start against the USA. The Hawks were quarter-finalists here in 2013, but Fiji have really flexed their muscles. Such an exciting lineup, and Loz, a very, very good win by the Fijians.
Yeah, they'll be dangerous in this competition, the Fijians. We know they've got a big, strong forward pack, but some of the class out wide, Vunivalu, Uate and Hayne, they were just too good tonight.
Going to reflect on some of the more big moments as far as the Fiji's concerned. Also, those great wins earlier today by the Kumuls and New Zealand. Don't go anywhere, plenty more to come. A beautiful moment led by Kevin Ngrama, the Fiji captain. Benji, it's great scenes, isn't it?
Well, it's a great sign of respect. That's Kevin Ngrama in the middle of the boys there, leading a prayer, wishing the Americans all the best for the rest of the tournament, and what a great way to finish the game, seeing that.
Lots they clicked, didn't they? I mean, they really flexed their muscles, and I like their back line.
Yeah, they're very classy, and it starts with Jared Hayne. Jared Hayne was the conductor tonight. His passing and selection of pass was first class, and they got some electrifying outside backs. Tane Mill was excellent, along with Uate in the centres, and Vunivalu, Ngrama, they've just got speed and size, and they worry the life out of any opposition. I know they're only playing the US tonight, but I mean, if they can put it together, they will trouble some of the better sides in this competition.
Semi-finalists of the last two World Cups, Benji, they're contenders, aren't they?
They definitely are, and I think their squad's better this year than what it has been in the past two World Cups. It was just good to see the Americans get on the board, though. The big fella Shipway getting through the middle there, but the Fijians, they just had too much class, too much ability, and Kevin Ngrama here just pushing through too easily. And what we're going to see for the rest of the tournament is see that emotion that Fiji brought at the start of the game, and it encapsulates the audience and encapsulates the crowds, and we really enjoyed it.
Uate, into the centres, it's a different role to what we're used to seeing him on the wing.
Yeah, and he played well tonight, but the biggest challenge for Aku will be when he come up against some of the better sides defensively. He can get caught out on the wing, and he's never defended in the centres before. So with the football in his hands, early ball, he can beat anyone. Defensively, there will be a question mark over him, and the other sides, I'm sure, will go down that edge to try and target him. But boy, he was terrific tonight. The thing I liked about the Americans, though, they kept coming. They kept coming. They didn't have a lot of experience in the team, but they're willing. They put their hand up to go forward, and they kept going to the 80th minute, and that's what the World Cup's all about, competing till the end.
Kevin Ngrama was the player of the match, but let's hear from Jared Hayne.
First up performance by your team, Fiji, tonight?
Yeah, no, we really wanted to come out and start well and really complete our sets. So I thought we did that in the first half. Pretty disappointed in the second half. We got a bit sloppy there.
Must be great being in the halves, having outside backs, Uate, Vunivalu. You just want to get them nice, clean early ball.
Oh, 100%. Sully was unbelievable. He's pretty a lean type of bloke, and but his strength is unbelievable. So he's awesome tonight, and obviously Uate as well. Just trying to get early ball to him.
Jared, can you explain to us what it means to put on that Fiji jersey?
Oh, it's special, mate. Especially going back to Fiji, and my father being Fiji, and it's great that I can represent both nations at the World Cup, and definitely meant a lot going back to Fiji and seeing the people there and seeing how much the game's come. In 9 years, it's been unbelievable. The amount of support that we've received over there now, and the backing that we've got from not only the fans but the government as well. It's been great.
Well done. Good luck next week.
Touch it, mate. Thanks.
Jared Hayne there, he was very impressive tonight at 5'8". Now, we saw the prayer post-match. How about the moment before kick-off and the emotion shown by the Fijian captain and the players?
Great scenes.
Son
Benji, that is just priceless, isn't it? What it means to represent your country.
Oh, you just listen to that and you can feel the emotion. You can see the emotion. They got their eyes closed and how much it actually means to them. It's the greatest feeling representing your country, but as a fan, that's just wonderful to see.
Who said footballers can't sing? That was magnificent. You would have swore that was a choir.
Yeah.
That was...
They go into the depths of practicing together because they all have different parts. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a part where some sing lower, some sing higher, and they sing different parts. It's just
outstanding.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful stuff. Now, Telstra customers could be in the crowd to see the world's best in action with 20% of tickets to all Rugby League World Cup games in Australia, with thanks to Telstra. Plus, every ticket purchased goes into the draw to win one of 8 trips for 2 to the final in Brisbane. For full details, head to telstra.com/sport. Still plenty more to come. We're going to reflect on some of those great wins today by the Kumuls and also the Kiwis over Samoa. And how about the Sunday lineup coming your way at the Rugby League World Cup for 2017?
A doubleheader in Cairns to fire up your Sunday. Ireland and Italy make their World Cup 2017 debuts. Before our first look at a Tongan side led by 2 of the most feared forwards in the game, Jason Taumalolo and Andrew Fafita. They take on Scotland. Plus, Robbie Farah leads Lebanon against France. Round 1 set to finish in style, and it's all live from 2:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time on 7 Mate and streaming on 7 Live.